Just had an awesome night decoying bucks here with Jocko, and I wanted to talk with you about what I refer to as the art of decoying. And if you understand some of the principles, decoying is so awesome when the time is right, which right now in the Midwest, it's Halloween day. Now's the time it's going to start. I started out with a doe, and the reason I did that is because this time of year, the does are scattering to the bucks because it's in that pre-rut. The bucks want to find a receptive doe. If the doe's not receptive, they scatter. But if a doe holds tight, then the buck is going to definitely come in and try to work his magic. So when you know that, it's a great time for a doe. Now later on, when they really start fighting, the bucks get a lot more competitive, and when they see another buck, they assume it's got a doe pinned down. That's when the buck decoy starts to work a little bit better for me, and I'll usually go to only one antler. An antler on one side is less intimidating and tends to work out really, really well. Now keep in mind the main things that whitetails are going to refer to. Number one is going to be smell. Number two is going to be sight. Number three is going to be their hearing. So when you call a deer, you've already checked off their hearing. And if they come in and next thing they're going to do is they're going to see that decoy, but they're going to want to rely on their number one thing, which is smelling that thing. But here's how you set up a decoy situation. In our position and in any decoy position that I have, what you have to understand is if you're sitting here as the archer, you need to have the wind blowing into your face from any location. The wind has to be blowing to your face from that decoy. So if you have the decoy right here, don't mind my decoy. If you have the decoy with the wind blowing at your face, what you gotta know is they're gonna wanna smell it and they're gonna also wanna see it. So I face my decoy to me, make sure the scent is blowing to me, and I like to put the decoy at about 25 to 30 yards. And the reason I do that is because when a real deer sees it, it's going to want to circle downwind and look that decoy in the face, or it's going to want to circle downwind and try to mount it to breed it. But in any of those cases, now that target is not focusing on you, it's focusing on the decoy, and it's trying to use its main sight, smell, and it's already heard it and came in there to investigate. So decoy, wind in your face, have the decoy kind of facing you, not alert looking directly at you to where it would bring attention to, oh, this thing's looking directly at a person, but for the most part in your general direction. Again, 25 to 30 yards, and the buck will come in and want to loop underneath and give you an awesome shot. Now, most of the time, I'm in a setting to where I'm in a smaller plot to where I have crossing traffic. So those bucks are going to be cruising through this area, or it's very thick around to where I can rattle, get them to pop up. They see a decoy, and then they're going to follow these basic rules. Once that happens, you got it. This was an awesome, awesome textbook situation. Two great bucks came in. We decided to pass, but using these principles for decoying absolutely is what made this thing work.